Hi, this is Misha. In this video is going to be comparing the Molot VEPR to the closest thing I can get to the Molot RPK. Now, we already have a video talking about the sanctions, so if you haven't checked that out and that interests you, you might want to click on that and then come back here. This is just kind of a little comparison because why not? This is the most recent military style, or at least pistol gripped, folding stock style gun to come in from Molot. This is the FIME imported VEPR FM-47-21. It's in 7.62x39 with a folding tubular stock. And we have a video showing us shooting this one as well. And here, this is the closest I've got to a modern day Molot RPK. This is an IO ink imported inner arms, or excuse me, inner ordnance. Molot VEPR 1V. Sometimes called 4, but it's actually written 1V. And these are no longer imported. A small batch came in about 4 years ago. And this is chambered for 5.56 NATO 223 and has pretty much all of the RPK features. And we have a couple of videos on it as well, so for more on the actual that. Molot as a company was established in 1940 on the eve of the Great Patriotic War, the Second World War. And it was originally set up to produce the PPSH-41 submachine gun. The following year, as Germany invaded and got very close to Moscow, where it was originally located, it was relocated over the Ural Mountains, as were several other Soviet factories, and it was located near Izhevsk, today the company of Izhmash. It's a major industrial complex. They relocated Tula there, amongst other companies. So throughout World War II, it produced the PPSH-41 submachine gun. It would actually make over 2.5 million, with production ending in May of 1945. After the war, Izhevsk would design the RPK, a squad automatic light machine gun version of the AKM, the stamped AK. And it would transfer the design over to the company we know today as Molot in 1960. Izhevsk designed the RPK, but they had a lot of other projects going on, so the manufacturing was given to Molot, who was located nearby, so that Izhevsk could provide technical assistance as needed. They would continue making the RPK. Well, they still make it today in different versions. They would also make anti-aircraft cannons, belt-fed machine guns, basically large guns and cannons and things. Whereas Izhmash would specialize more in the AKM, later the AK-74 and AK-74M. So they would do more of the infantry. Molot would also do a handful of handguns, although Izhevsk would do most of the Makarovs and such. Throughout the 80s, Russia tried to get more in the international market, and to that end, Molot started to make more and more consumer goods, which they've been doing since the 70s anyway. Well, when the disillusionment of the USSR happened in 1992, Molot became Molot as we know it today, and a private entity, and had to start making a profit. In addition to making consumer goods, it introduced the VEPR line of semi-automatic civilian sporting guns in 1994, and they've done many variations over the years. They've done the basic model, they've done the VEPR 2, the VEPR Hunter, the VEPR Pioneer, the Super VEPR, and they've done all kinds of calibers: 7.62-39, 5.45-39, 308, 7.62-54R, 30-06, most recently like 6.5 Grendel. They've also done 222 Remington and 35 Remington, as well as 223 Remington. Pretty much all kinds of calibers, not to mention all their shotguns. The first VEPR started to come into the U.S. around 97, 98, and an early importer was Robinson Arms, and they would do a few versions. But Molot's a small factory. Importation was kind of sporadic up until when IO started to import them around 2011, 2012. Then Wolf got in on the game, and then finally FIME, which is a sister company of Arsenal, jumped in around 2014. And FIME has pretty much been the exclusive importer since then. And as we said in our sanctions video, now the VEPR is banned by name, not by name, but the Molot company has been sanctioned, so the VEPR can no longer come in. The VEPR itself is actually still legal to import. If someone else made it, say in Poland, and had nothing to do with Molot, they could do it. So this is the most militarized version. It's converted with the folding stock and the pistol grip here, and it is heavily based on the RPK. Specifically, this is an RPK-74M, although the 74M would be in 545x39. Since this is in 223/556, it's more like an RPK-101, but I digress. To make this gun here, in whatever caliber, they basically lob the barrel. This has the original 23-inch heavy profile, especially under the handguard, cold hammer forged chrome line barrel. This has the same barrel, but it's cut down to 16 inches. They also have a very similar front sight, as you can tell. It's just this one doesn't have any provisions to support the bipod. They're both threaded 14mm. I have the nut on this one. This one has a birdcage flash hider, but they're both removable. Obviously, this one has the bipod here. This one does not, and it does not have a spot to put it. Even if you had a spot, it would, since the barrel is so much shorter, it'd hit your handguard. This has a ring here to support the cleaning rod, as well as a ring under the gas block. This has neither. There is a hole in the handguard retainer for a cleaning rod, but that's the only real support for a cleaning rod on this gun. The handguards are the same. Heat shield, rear sights are the same. Windage elevation adjustable. Both have a 50% thicker smooth top cover. Both are built on a 1.5mm heavy duty stamped receiver with heavy bulged front trunnion. Both came into the US with double stack magwells, and both had to have a bullet guide added up by the chamber, and possibly the mag catch a little bit adjusted. Other than that, they were pretty much good to go. They both have dimple press gas blocks, which I failed to mention. It's kind of neat. The gas blocks are actually slid on, and then dimples are pressed in to lock it into the barrel. It's kind of something unique with the more modern RPK-74N types. Similar AK safety, exactly the same. Sling swivels, exactly the same. Flipping them over. This one has the original pattern clubfoot stock that can fold. The catch is here. Has storage compartment in it. It's made of polymer. This one has the more modern kind of sporting tubular stock. Same exact mechanism, just a different stock pattern. Also very durable and dependable. And it has this cheek rest to work with the optic. Both have a scope rail on the left side, as you can see. This has the ergonomic large Molot grip. This has a more standard AK slim grip. Trigger group is the same. So basically, if you're wanting an RPK, this gun here, the VEPR, especially the FMs, the receiver, handguard, gas system are all identical. The differences lie in the stock. You can get the VEPR with a fixed stock, which has a standard rear trunnion, and you could put a fixed clubfoot on it, so you could put the right stock on. So the major issue is with the cut down barrel. We went from 23 inches down to 16, and because of that, we can no longer support the cleaning rod or the bipod. Still have the sling swivel though. So this is basically a carbine version, although it wasn't ever really used by military. And again, they do offer this not only in 7.62 by 39, but also 5.45 by 39, which would be pretty accurate for a modern Russian military RPK-74M. It's just this darn short barrel. I really wish they had gotten around to doing a 23-inch barrel version before it was too late. Because you could always, even if they didn't have the bipod on it, you could have machined out the spot for the collar. As far as quality and durability, I mean, the original RPKs are built to be used as a squad automatic light machine gun, so they're overbuilt even for an AK. And that is carried over to the VEPR here. So they are both very good guns. Very dependable, reliable. This one feeds from standard AK mags. That's part of the conversion that Arsenal does. The 5.45 version will feed from standard AK-74 mags. This one, because it's in 5.56 NATO, you can fit 5.45 mags in the mag well, no problem, and they even work pretty reliably. But for best reliability, you should probably do the Russian pattern 5.56 mags, and it will accept the 45 round RPK 5.56 mags that the Molot made for them. These are banned today, or again, it's not really banned, but under sanction, so no more coming in. IO only imported 1 or 2 small batches of these, and they haven't been imported for a number of years. There's a story behind the VEPR 1V, but I don't know. I've heard a lot of rumors and hearsay. I don't want to pass that along, but there was definitely a story of how these came in and why no more did. And they only ever imported these in 223 5.56. Never in either of the X39 calibers. But I do get asked a lot about RPKs and how the VEPR is like an RPK and different. And the short answer is it's an RPK but with a shorter barrel. It's even the heavy profile in both areas. It's just they literally cut the barrel and recrowned it and put a sporting type sight base on it. If you wanted to convert a VEPR FM into an RPK, you would need to get a long barrel. You would need to get the correct front sight base. You would need to get the bipod and bipod collar. You would need to get the cleaning rod retainer here. You would need to get the right gas block. Now, funnily enough, you're okay on the cleaning rod. These FMs do come with the long RPK cleaning rod in the box. You just, you can use it for cleaning, but you can't mount it to the gun. So you do get a cleaning rod. Once you get back here, you're pretty much all good to go. You could put the club foot stock on, either folder if you have a 21 or a fixed club if you have a 11. And you could either do polymer, as on this one, or you could do the Russian laminated wood. So there is a way to convert, but it would require pulling the barrel. Well, I just thought this might be kind of an interesting video. People like AKs. I like talking about AKs, so I thought we'd just look at the Molots a little closer while we still have a few around to talk about. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. If you liked the video, would really appreciate it if you'd click. If you haven't already subscribed, we'd really appreciate it if you could do that when you have time as well. As always, this is Misha, and we'll catch you next time.